Hey kids, hope you've been well. In the last tutorial that we've done, we built a ping pong game using Scratch. The Scratch ping pong game, this is the classic ping pong game, which most of you would have played earlier, but with a slight twist. If you head over to the oztoylib.com.au website, oztoylib.com.au, head over to news and updates, and look at the tutorial. You'll find a link to the video and also a link to some of the assets that you need to download to be able to use to be able to create that tutorial. So this is the classic ping pong game, but with a slight twist. The twist being that in addition to using the keyboard to move the paddle around on the screen, which is what we coded Scratch to do, we've then added functionality to the program so that we could move the paddle across the screen on the left or the right using a MicroBit. And we use the two buttons on the MicroBit. We kept it simple, and we basically wrote code to move the paddle around depending on whether you press button A to move it left or button B to move it right. I won't go into the code in too much detail, but if you want to look at the MicroBit code, I'll just pull up the program. So this was the program that we put together. The MicroBit code so this was the code for the ball, and here's the code for the MicroBit, and you'll actually see that we've written code to move the paddle left or right depending on the button being pressed. So if you click on button A, you move it to the left. If you click on button B, you move it to the right. So what we'll now do is we'll quickly add functionality, and we'll extend the tutorial a bit more such that when you move or when you tilt the MicroBit to the left, we want the paddle to move to the left, and when we tilt the MicroBit towards the right, we want the paddle to move to the right. So a little bit more functionality. We're using the sensors on board the MicroBit to detect movement. It's got tilt sensors on board, which basically detects which way the MicroBit has been tilted. So let's quickly put together some code and we will test it out and see how it works. So I'm not going to write the code again. I won't write the entire code for the program. If you're looking for the video for this tutorial, head over to oztoylib.com.au, head over to news and updates, and you will find the ping pong tutorial over there, ping pong with Scratch 3 and the BBC MicroBit, and have a look at the video. So let's get started and put together some code that allows us to move the paddle when the MicroBit is tilted towards the left or the right. So let's go to the ping pong. Let's click on the ping pong pad. That's our sprite that we want to program. So far the MicroBit code that we have is when button A is pressed, I move it -40, and when button B is pressed, we move it +40. So if you remember the axis, -40 moves to the left and +40 is moving it towards the right. So if you remember, for those of you who've learned X and Y axis, your X axis is the horizontal axis, which is depicted over here, and your Y axis is the vertical axis, which is depicted over here. So let's go ahead and we will add the MicroBit functionality. Now I have a MicroBit connected. If you haven't connected your MicroBit, you want to click on the MicroBit icon and I mean click on the MicroBit integration, the MicroBit icon over here, which will, and it will then basically ask you it looks for MicroBit devices that are connected to the computer, and then it basically allows you to connect. Now we've already connected the MicroBit to the computer, so it should work, but it's not, so we'll just see what's happening. What we might do is I'll disconnect the MicroBit and reconnect it again. Let's disconnect the MicroBit. I've reconnected the MicroBit again. Let's make sure we've got Scratch Link running. So if you click, let's see where Scratch Link, click on Scratch Link and make sure that Scratch Link is running, because MicroBit needs Scratch Link. Do I have Scratch Link running? Yes, I've got Scratch Link running. And finally, let's click on the MicroBit, and hopefully it'll find the MicroBit device. Okay, it's found the MicroBit, so we'll just say connect, and there you go, and MicroBit is being connected. So now that we've added the MicroBit, we can go ahead and we can add functionality, write some code and create functionality, so that when we tilt the MicroBit, it basically will move the paddle to the left or the right. So what we'll do is, let's say when tilted, let's look for when tilted. So what we want to do is we want to have two of these when tilted. So we want to have when tilted. We want to say when tilted left. We want, and then when tilted right. So we want to have both of these pieces of functionality. We will add a repeat block, and I'll walk you through why we're doing that. And I'll duplicate the -20 and I'll add the -20 there. I'll duplicate the +20 and I'll add the +20 there. So what we figured is, if you need a repeat block to move the paddle significantly to the left, and similarly you need to have a repeat block to move the paddle significantly towards the right. Otherwise you end up having to tilt it too many times. So rather than having to tilt the MicroBit too many times for smooth movement of the paddle, you want to have a repeat block that moves the MicroBit -200 steps when you tilt left, and +200 steps when you tilt right. And the way I say 200 is the reason why I say 200 is 20 steps is what this block gives you, but 20 steps into 10, and that's how you get 200 steps. So with that done, let us now what we will do is we will stop and we will start again, and this should work for us. So let's basically try it out. Let's try it out. So what I'm going to do is, oh, there we go. So I'm moving the MicroBit. So for those of you who are, let's basically, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it for a second. So let's start the game, and I set the camera such that you should now be able to see the MicroBit on the screen and me tilting the MicroBit. So if you now see, I started the game again, and if I tilt the board to the left to move to the left, I tilt it to the right to move to the right. There we go. And it's not perfect, but there you go. We've now been able to program Scratch so that, oops, there we go. I lose a point there. Oops. Okay, I gain a point there. So there we go. Oh, there we go. It's not that smooth, but I think it's doable. You can obviously fine-tune the code a little bit more to give the ping pong bat smoother movement across the screen. So that's it. What we've accomplished today is we have added functionality to our program, to our MicroBit ping pong Scratch and MicroBit ping pong program, that now allows us not just to control the ping pong bat using button A and button B, which we did in the first tutorial. Today we've added functionality such that we can now move the paddle across to the left or the right, depending on whether the MicroBit was tilted left or whether the MicroBit was tilted right. So that's it for today. I'll be publishing additional tutorials in the coming days. We'll cover off a few other interesting games, but for updates and for latest tutorials, head over to austoylib.com.au and news and updates, and you'll find all the latest tutorials over there. Okay. Thanks again for your time. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and please send me suggestions on the kind of tutorials that you would like to see. Thanks again. Cheers.